Modern manufacturing operates at a blistering pace. Whether it's an automotive assembly line, a packaging facility, or a food processing plant, thousands of robotic arms and conveyors have to move in perfect synchronization, 24 hours a day. But keeping that massive, high-speed choreography in motion relies entirely on something much less glamorous: the immediate availability of spare parts. If a single low-cost component fails and you don't have a replacement ready, the whole line stops. In a food packaging plant, that downtime can cost roughly $15,000 an hour in lost revenue and wasted product. When a single failed component halts a line costing $15,000 an hour, parts availability becomes the primary mechanism for protecting a plant's revenue. Walk into any plant storeroom and you will usually see shelves completely overflowing with components. Yet, a technician can walk up to the terminal, search for the exact bearing or motor frame they need for an urgent repair, and find absolutely zero record of it in the system. This creates a frustrating paradox. A facility can have physical access to millions of dollars in inventory, but no way to actually locate the specific item required to get a machine running again. Extended industrial outages often persist long after a machine breaks because teams simply cannot see the components they already own. The issue starts with how parts are logged. Manufacturers, external vendors, and internal technicians all use entirely different naming conventions to describe the exact same item. Over time, a technician might type a vendor SKU instead of the manufacturer code, or log a motor without its frame size. They might even enter a dead brand name. Through these mismatched entries, one physical component multiplies into separate, disconnected files. This creates what the industry calls spare parts chaos. The company's ERP system devolves into a graveyard of unusable, disconnected data. Nobody trusts the system anymore. Teams abandon their software and start relying on manual guesswork and physical hunts through the aisles to find what they need. Because the existing stock is functionally invisible, the purchasing department assumes they don't have the part. They order expensive, expedited emergency replacements. Anxious maintenance teams also start hoarding parts just in case, locking up millions of dollars in dead capital that sits on shelves for years. Without reliable inventory data, maintenance operations are forced into a purely reactive state. They can only fix things after they break. This diagram breaks down maintenance strategies into corrective, preventive, and predictive approaches. Without good data, moving right is impossible. You can schedule routine servicing, but preventive and predictive methods fall apart if you cannot source replacement components before failure occurs. Bad data does a lot of damage. It burns through purchasing budgets and actively sabotages your ability to keep the machines running. To fix this, Automa.net built an industrial reliability network. It acts as a data and decision layer that sits above those messy ERP and CMMS systems. Internally, it pulls all those chaotic, mismatched entries through a central filter, standardizes them to manufacturer norms, and collapses duplicates into a single verified record. With that clean foundation in place, the platform links the plant directly to real-world market intelligence, granting instant access to tens of millions of part offers from hundreds of global suppliers. The network also automatically identifies obsolete items and instantly matches them with their modern, available successors. By structuring the data, the entire maintenance process shifts from blind firefighting to proactive, networked intelligence. This visibility also unlocks a massive financial opportunity. All that invisible dead capital sitting in the storeroom can now be identified as surplus and sold on the network to recover the majority of its market value. For our clients, the outcomes are clear. Unplanned downtime becomes reliable uptime, and stagnant warehouse inventory converts back into liquid cash flow. This digital clarity at the component level ripples upward, ensuring those massive, high-speed lines we saw earlier never have to stop. Clarity in MRO data is what makes reliability possible. We're glad to have you on the Automa.net team as we work to bring that visibility to every plant floor.